Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. It's Tuesday, January 5th. I'm Jeff here with my friends Erica and Brandon. Oh man, the band's getting together for the new year. That's what I was saying.
I like it.
I like it. Yeah, I messed it up.
With the whole
Messed up, so
jam.
things are the same as last year.
But did you feel, because you know how everyone, they're like, oh, it's a new year, blah, 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 wazoo. Did you feel any different from 12:59 p.m. and 1 a.m. I mean 12 a.m.
I see what you're saying. I try to set my goals all year round, so that's kind of what I'm looking at the situation. But I think in general, people out there feel better because 2020 was such a quote-unquote disaster for a lot of people. So they're like, it's 2021, let's wash our hands with it. So I think more so than any other year, this does feel like a new year.
Yeah, it's definitely symbolic. I don't feel it yet.
Okay.
Well, you guys got to get into it a little bit, and then we'll be right back at home.
Okay,
Everything
all
we're back to normal.
It's going to hit.
It's going to happen at some point. All right, last night, Matt James made his debut as the first black bachelor in franchise history. The 29-year-old real estate broker met 30 potential wives during the premiere, including the show's first deaf contestant, who also earned Matt's first impression rose. But everyone is talking about another first. Matt started the cocktail party off with, get this, by leading all the women in prayer. Let's watch.
If everybody could just bow their head really quick, I'm going to pray for everybody. Dear Heavenly Father, you say that you work all things for the good. I feel like that's why I'm here, and I feel like that's why these women are here, Lord. So bless this time we have together, Father. In your holy name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
I'm down with the prayer. Whoever's screaming out amen during it.
Thank you. You're cut.
I'm not down. That's the first cut.
Yeah.
Is that what you guys were going to say?
You're ruining my sermon.
So I was just thinking, and people I want to honor, I don't want to be disrespectful. People choose to emote however they choose to emote religiously. But I was on a Zoom call for a birthday party, and it started with prayer. And the issue was someone kept prayer calling, is what I call it. And it was like this, Father God, Father God, Father God. But so you couldn't hear the person praying because they were chiming in to like prayer call. And I'm like, I just got to concentrate on the prayer. So I don't want to offend anybody. I know everybody does things differently, but yeah.
That's usually the prayer card. That's usually that one aunt. Like at the dinner table, there's that one aunt or that family member that's doing that. So I can imagine how that'd be annoying on the Zoom call. But for this, I think this was great. I think and people, I know our discussion is, could you date someone with different religious backgrounds?
Yeah, let's bring it there.
We have that conversation. Could you date someone with different political backgrounds? Can you date someone that has different socioeconomic backgrounds? At the end of the day, and this is coming from me, the bachelor, I'm gonna put you guys on some game in school, y'all, right now about love. It should come down to love and love only.
You would think.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I think that's very sweet.
There's more
you
to
would
it.
think.
That's very sweet.
In a 2-hour movie, it comes out to that.
Yeah. I can definitely see there being some issues when it comes to religion, because if you aren't on the same page about not only your beliefs, but how you practice, how you would like your future families to practice, that can be a fatal flaw for a relationship. And so if you're someone who is a very staunch Christian and you want to make sure that you are bringing your faith into your family, then I would say that has to be a part of your deal breakers.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you said a lot of them, especially political. Families have broken up over politics. I'm sure marriages have too. But as far as faith goes, just me personally, listen, I don't pray like before dinner or anything, but I do believe I pray at night to myself. I thank, for what I have. I'm very appreciative. And I believe there's another energy out there. Given whatever religion you are, I believe in some other energy, right? So I'm on the same page with whatever that is. If I was with somebody or married to somebody that thought the opposite, and that when you die, it's all over for you and you're wasting your time with this prayer and your aunts and uncles and everyone who passed aren't really helping you, and that's what I believe, that'd be a problem for me because that's something I really believe in.
But you've had people in your life before that think are like-minded like you when it comes to that, when it comes to prayer, when it comes to your religion. If this woman, and I know you're married now, but if back in the day, if this woman was the woman of your dreams, but she just has a different religious belief, I don't understand why that would separate you from not being with that person.
Well, maybe you don't understand for good reason. Maybe it's because you might be a little bit more flexible in your practices or beliefs, and that maybe that's not a deal breaker for you. But if you are opening up the season of The Bachelor in prayer, then that is a notification to everyone in the room that this is a substantial part of your life. It's added at the top of the priorities, and if this is something that they don't believe in, then maybe they're not going to be compatible for you.
Yeah, and I think you're right. To each their own. Some people might sweep it under the rug and be like, that's fine, but then when it comes to your kids, it's a whole different ballgame. Do we go to church on Christmas? Do we not? Do you stay home? Are you bad-mouthing me? It's a whole thing. So I say to each their own, and you got to have that. You got to have that work. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh, Brandon Lund, you're getting sophisticated.
I had like an inside
No,
story.
keep it there,
but
keep it there.
never
You
mind,
did great.
never mind.
All right. Legendary fashion designer Diane von Furstenberg isn't afraid to flaunt what she's got. All right. The 75-year-old recently posted the swimsuit selfie on Instagram with the caption, "Own your age, it's proof you have lived." All right, and model Pauline Portskova, who is 55, is also taking that message to heart. She showed off her abs with her 75-year-old mother after taking a virtual Pilates class. All right, that's cute. They took it together. That's something you could do together. Can we go back to that? Because I didn't really get to see Diane von Furstenberg. Could we pull that picture up one more time? 74? Are we giving it to her?
Yes.
All right,
yes.
I'm just saying.
You know, this is actually very appropriate and so on brand for DVF because
DVF?
Yes, that's how she's known, DVF.
Okay.
Because she is the wrap dress queen. And what it really is, like the dresses where they go on one side and then they wrap around. It's a dress that every woman can wear. You can be any height, any shape, any size, and it's very flattering on all figures. So it's very on brand for her to be like, this is who I am, I'm owning myself, and also I can dress and look great however I choose, and I'm making these designs for the every woman. I think that's perfect.
Brandon, are you gonna?
That was a regular green one-piece bathing suit, though.
But she wasn't trying to be like some type of, she wasn't trying to be like, look how snatched my waist is.
Yeah.
You know, she was saying, I'm every woman.
If you got it, flaunt it. Respectfully, you're going to get blowback against it regardless. I'm 36 with a dad bod. I don't even have any kids.
Hey, you're easy throwing that around.
What?
That term, dad bod.
I have you're in better shape than
I don't
me,
think
trust
so.
me.
I don't think
But
so. I'm just joking around.
Is it, when you look at like, I have to tap dance on this one. When it comes to the Suzanne Summers, Leanne Ryan, Lisa Rinna, remember the lady that's
Lisa
always
Rinna.
dancing?
Oh, yeah.
She's dancing all the time. And this lady right here, like when they're older and they're dressed, a little sexual, the first thing that pops up in my head is if they would have had Instagram back then, they would have been naked all over Instagram back then. That's the first thing that pops in my head. Am I wrong for that?
Well, I don't think there's anything sexual about Diane von Furstenberg
but I don't know
in
if she did it
a
yet.
one-piece swimsuit. Like, I don't find that sexual.
No, I don't mean it sexual. I stepped in it.
No.
And Lisa Rinna, you're right, did do Playboy.
There you
Okay,
go.
so
that
Playboy was the
Instagram.
original get naked on Instagram.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I kind of want to see. I kind of want to see you guys go into this a little deeper.
It's
see
a
what
new
happens.
year, man. We got good zen this year, man.
Are you sure?
No.
I don't know. It was just a regular dress, like you said, Brandon. Right?
Oh my gosh! Stop trying to instigate, Jeff. Let it flow.
All right, we're gonna let that one slide. Rapper Gucci Mane is feeling really generous after the birth of his son. Gucci and his wife Keisha Kaor welcomed a son named Ice Davis, another ice brought to the planet. Last month, as a token of his gratitude, he gave his wife some money. And when I say some money, listen to this. Keisha wrote on Instagram, "My husband just gave me $1 million for my push present." For anyone who doesn't know or isn't familiar with the term push present, I was introduced to this after the birth of my son immediately. Is a gift given to a mother following childbirth. I did not know what a push present was before I had a child. You guys are childless. Did you ever hear of a push present before?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Brandon, have you ever heard of push present?
Never.
Yeah, so you give a mother a push present as she enters motherhood. So did you give a present to Jordan? Two? Did you get
so
two
now I have
presents?
two, and now Jordan has. Okay, we don't have enough time for me to get into this, but you buy an engagement ring, right?
Okay.
Then you buy a wedding band, which is another ring for my wife.
Okay.
Then a push present, which is another ring. And then I had another child. So Jordan got 4 rings out of his deal, and I have a band, which a band instrument is worth more than my band. How do women figure this out in the universe that they all get together and say, hey, push present?
I think a push present is totally appropriate. I mean, the mother of your child is carrying the child, or however she is becoming a mother. And I think that it's really important, especially because it's really a way to symbolize like this growth of your family. It's another thing. Like, why do a wedding ring? A wedding band or a wedding ring is a symbol of your union. This is a symbol of your growing family. Now, I don't
Isn't the baby
like
a symbol? Isn't that a symbol enough?
but it's to show appreciation, okay? And your wife does a lot, so I don't think that you should even
Listen,
be going there.
listen, like Brandon London, I didn't want to get into it.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I do kind of.
She does a lot. Okay.
You know what?
Where did this come from? Who started this? And how do all women know about this? And how do all men not know about this?
And why doesn't the man get a present? He had to push. Ish.
Okay, I'm not even. Y'all are so wrong for this.
It's not the
Y'all
same
are
amount
so
of pushing, but there's some pushing
wrong
involved.
For this is silly. I want to talk about Gucci Mane and his wife because I found it very interesting that he gave her $1 million, and that's your wife. Like, didn't you just give her money that y'all have as a couple?
Yeah.
And I don't understand the need to announce it on social media. Like, that's where I was kind of like,
Flaunt
because
culture.
people are feeling, some
Yeah.
type of way. We're in an economic crisis. People can hardly pay their rent. And she's like, I got $1 million push present. I mean, I'm not trying to hate on it. I think it's a beautiful thing. I think their union's beautiful. Congratulations. But to say I got $1 million from my husband seemed like an overshare.
There's a
but I
little
do
bit-
believe that push presents are absolutely legit.
There's a little bit of some pressure if your name's Gucci Mane. You got to give a good present. Like, I'm just Jeff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, here, I'll get you some fresh fruit.
Edible arrangements.
With some chocolate on it. I wish we stuck on that push thing a little bit longer. We're out of
glad
time.
we
Brandon
didn't.
London.
I'm glad we didn't.
Way to start the new year. Coming up on DBL, Chris Rock is revealing he spends a lot of time in therapy. Wait till you find out how much. And is Olivia Wilde robbing the cradle with Harry Styles? Don't miss those trending stories still ahead. Welcome back to DBL. Olivia Wilde and Harry Styles are reportedly dating. The two were spotted holding hands at a friend's wedding recently. He's 26, she's 36. They met on the set of Olivia's new film that she's directing and Harry is starring in. So, according to People magazine, they've been dating for a few weeks now, but Olivia recently broke off her engagement with Jason Sudeikis, if you remember, after 8 years and 2 kids together. So in the past, Harry has dated Taylor Swift, Kendall Jenner, now Olivia Wilde. Beautiful women. He's a beautiful man. Good for him.
Yes, he is.
Good for him. What do you think about the age difference? 10 years?
I don't have a problem with an age difference. I know for me personally, I wouldn't be able to date a guy younger, although my husband is younger, but only by like a year and some change, although he acts like it's like, 52 years.
I love it.
Yeah, I was actually at this store a couple weeks ago. And this guy's like, oh, you're from Chicago too? What high school did you go to? So we're having this whole conversation. I was like, well, what year did you graduate? And he said, 2019. And I was like, and then I said, oh my God. He's like, what's wrong? I'm like, I just realized that, like, man, I could be this dude's mom. And he goes, probably. My mom's 41. And I was like, okay, I'm out.
Wow.
Like, I just walked out the door. I'm like, when did that happen? When did it happen?
I know. When you ask kids, like, when you're born, they're like, 2002. I'm like, what? What year were you born? Yeah, 2002. I'm like, oh my God.
That was my last year of high school.
I know. What do you think about? Me and my wife are 8 years apart. So,
okay.
But I don't think it's enough of that gap where we don't know the same things. I think when you're a couple, maybe 15, 20 years you're getting into, you don't have the same memories as a kid. You don't remember the Karate Kid. You don't have like those stories, so you can't watch Cobra Kai. Maybe that's just me.
He's got that cool commercial where it's called like Koala Kai now.
Yeah,
right?
it's blowing up, man.
Yeah.
Season 3 out on Netflix. But anyways, what do you think about
I think, I think it kind of differs when it comes to a man in a sense where if you're young, you're a man, you're 26, you're around that 21 to 26-year-old age. Obviously, you're going to date up in a sense, and I'm not speaking for every man out there because for some, you're trifling and you want a woman to take care of you. Older woman will take care of you. For some, you like that connection. You're a little bit more mature than your age for a man, and you connect with that woman. I think as you get older, though, like we see with the Scott Disick's, as you get over that 36, you get in that 40-year-old hump. You see guys dating younger. It now reverses. They're dating these younger women. I don't know if that's because of we're talking pregnancy or trying to, when it comes to like continuing a family going on and all, but you just see that shit. You see that. That seems like to be the business model now when it comes to that.
I don't know if it's the business
model.
Not
the business model, but
I think that it's easier to kind of waste a 20-something-year-old's time than waste a 35-year-old's time, because if you're going to come talk to a 35-year-old woman, you might want to have your stuff in a row.
And you might not want to graduate in 2019.
That's the business model.
Okay, well, he wasn't trying to talk to me. I was just saying.
No, I was just improv.
I'm a fully married woman, thank you.
We're almost there. Ran out of time for Brandon and Erica show.
I miss y'all. I really
Me too,
miss
buddy.
y'all.
Me too.
Really miss
I miss when we get together. Coming up at DBL, Chris Rock is taking mental health to heart, but is he spending too much time in therapy? We're going to talk about it next. Welcome back to DBL. Chris Rock is opening up about his experience with therapy. In an interview with Gayle King on CBS Sunday Morning, the comedian revealed how much time he's spending talking to a therapist each week. And it may surprise some of you. Take a listen.
I do about 7 hours a week.
7 hours a week? Like
Yes,
every day you're
so I
doing
do-
something?
Yes.
But they say about therapy, it only works if you're prepared to tell the truth.
You have to tell the truth.
Nice scarf game. Chris said he had gone to therapy before but never really jumped into it until the pandemic hit, and used his time in quarantine to reflect on his past. So a lot of his hurt stems from his childhood, where he says he was bullied growing up in Brooklyn. The 55-year-old says the 7 hours of weekly therapy helps, and he's finally in a happy and optimistic place in his life. Good for Chris Rock. First of all, I want to say that. Second, I think a lot of stigma comes with therapy. I think when someone says they're going to therapy, there's a stigma behind that and people jump to conclusions. I wouldn't be opposed to going to therapy at all, Do you guys talk to therapists? Or?
I started going to a therapist last November, and I've kind of taken a break. I was going very consistently, either once a week or twice a week. And I had gotten to the point, like with therapy, you kind of want to be proactive and not have to clean up a lot of stuff that's happened in your life. And I had become so reactive to so many things that I had to get in before I completely exploded. And I think that that's something that people sometimes will go off the deep end and then try to remedy the situation. So I really commend him for being so open about 7 hours of therapy. I mean, that's intense, and clearly he needed it.
And especially when he's talking about where his problems stem from. That's, from being bullied or being picked on as a kid in Brooklyn. You think about the show, Everybody Hates Chris. We love that show. They were bullying him, they were picking on him. Now just imagine if you had to hold that eternally for so long, and especially going through a Hollywood, going through the successes and the failures and the roller coaster ride that is. Those, now that a pandemic hits, you're forced to like a lot of us have been, to sit and really think inward. So I'm glad that he's openly talking about this, because you talk about stigma. People automatically think, oh, you're going to therapy? You're crazy. What's wrong with you? No. In the black community, this is been one of the biggest stigmas in the world when it comes to someone opening up their feelings and talking to someone. So the fact that someone's so successful and so down to earth, in the sense where you're from Brooklyn, you're from a world, in these neighborhoods where a lot of us grow up, I'm glad he's talking about it, because a lot of people can heal now.
Yeah.
A lot of men can heal, women can heal, and a lot of families can heal as well.
Talk about breaking that stigma. I mean, everything going on with the pandemic, like he said.
Yeah.
In 2021, it's something we're really going to have to focus on, because a lot of people are going to be dealing with mental health.
They are
when
right
and
now.
if we come through this, and right now,
Silently.
absolutely. Thank you, Chris Rock. We'll be right back, everybody.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments, but Erica Cobb has a comment for Brandon London, which I'd much rather hear.
It was really bothering me because I thought for sure that Brandon was going to be the first Black Bachelor. And
I was thinking that too.
And how are you feeling about this?
Well, you know, I was a little upset until I heard the girl with the prayer cross messing up the prayer. So
well, that's easy. It's always hard to get the first one out the door. She the first one gone.
I'm still around though.
All right, guys, we're gone too. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place.
Thank you.